In 2023, we saw a 12% drop in sales. And today we're going to take a look at different areas of Houston. Neighborhoods ranked from best to worst on the average sales price drops. So one neighborhood dropped as much as almost 50% in the sales price. So listen to the end to hear about that. And first we're going to do a recap of December of 23 and 2023. Reviewing 2023 overall, like I said, there was a 12% drop in the number of sales. So that makes 2 years in a row where we're seeing drops. In 2021 and 2020, we saw over 10% increase. So we're seeing a little bit of a correction there, but we're also seeing how interest rates and inflation has impacted the sales and real estate of Houston. But inventory and pricing has created a good landscape for 2024. In the month of December, we saw months of inventory rise from 2.6 months to 3.3 months. We're seeing an increase of inventory in the market, and this is kind of returning more to a pre-pandemic market. When you price your home correctly, you're setting yourself up for maximum offers and getting your highest return on your investment. When we look at the sales price to list price percentage, so what the home sold for versus what it was listed at, we did see an increase in this at 1.2%, so it's still under 100%, but we're seeing offers come in a little bit closer to the asking price. For the median sales price in the month of December, this remained the same at $330,000, but when we look at the year 2023 overall, it was down by 2.45%. We're going to go into a little bit more detail about this in different areas of Houston, but median days of market increased to 43 days, so homes are staying on the market a little bit longer compared to last December. 30 days on market. Months of supply has climbed, which is playing a major role in why you need an expert to guide you through the home buying or selling process. Looking at price per square foot, so in Houston there was a 17.8% decline in the month of December. So when we compare to December 22 for the Heights area as an example, price per square foot was at $350. Looking at December 23, it went to $287.57. All right, so now let's look at different areas of Houston, and watch to the end. We're going to talk about the neighborhood that had the highest decrease in the average sales price. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the first neighborhood that actually had the highest increase in the average sales price, and this is Tanglewood. So this is the neighborhood right here north of the Galleria area, just west of 610. When we compare December of 22 to December of 23, you can see the average sales price increased from 1.6 million to 2.6 million. And so there was a 64% increase. So looking at River Oaks, we saw a 34.18% increase. So comparing 2.8 million to 3.8 million increase from December 22 to 23. And this is the area just south of Memorial Park. And this is east of 610. So we'll go on to number 3 on our list, which is Rice Military. And now we're digging into the individual areas. So that's why it's good to know the stats overall for Houston, know national stats, but then when you're digging into your specific neighborhood, we're going to look at the numbers differently. So Rice Military, take a look at this on the map as well. So Rice Military is east of Memorial Park, south of I-10 here. So we saw an increase of over 20%. So the average sales price in this area, December 22, went from $487 to $588. So really cool to understand these numbers if you're living in these neighborhoods. And we're seeing this is the median sales price just to the right. So right now we're just going to talk about the average sales price. So Spring Branch is our next neighborhood. So we're seeing a 13.6% increase. So this is just outside of 610 area. Spring Branch is a huge area of Houston, and this is heading a little bit more west, starting to head towards the Katy area. So we're looking at the average sales price went from $394 to $446 in 2023. So that's really nice area. It's very high demand. I have clients that want to live there all the time. Beautiful trees and really nice homes in those areas too. All right, so Timber Grove, Lazy Brook. So I feel like this is kind of an underrated area, but I really love Timber Grove, Lazy Brook. So this is west of the Heights area. You can see in this purple section right here. So we saw an increase of 11.18% in sales, going from 617 to 686,000 in 2023. And we're seeing year over year for the median price, it's staying kind of even. So I always try to look at both of those numbers. So our next neighborhood, Garden Oaks area. Garden Oaks is over here on the north side of 610. Garden Oaks, Oak Forest. So these neighborhoods started after World War II. You're going to see a lot of cottage houses in this area. Beautiful oak trees. This increased by 9.4%. So going from 664 to 27. And then we're seeing an increase as well happening in the median sales price for Garden Oaks. And if you're taking a quick look on the side, I have whether if it's a seller's market or a buyer's market as well. I'll go over that a little bit more detail as well today. So our next neighborhood is the Museum District. So we're getting a little bit smaller and smaller and smaller increase as we go. The last neighborhood, we're going to see a significant decline. So that's where the averages come in when we see that there was a 12% decline in Houston overall. So for the Museum District, we saw an increase of 3.67%. This went from 1,000,037 to 1,000,075. And then we're seeing median sales price increased by 13.42%. So Museum District, let's look at it on the map. So we're looking down here underneath 59, close to West University. So beautiful area, lots of oak trees here as well. And then just close to all of the museums of Houston. So in this area, you're gonna see a lot of townhomes. So we're going next to the Montrose area. I'm gonna call this very close to even, 0.04 down in the average sales price, but we're very close from December 22 to 23. And we're looking, it's down by -6% in the median sales price for the Montrose area. And we're seeing it as a balanced market as well. West University is down by -3%. So by 1.48% in December 22 to 1.43% in December 26. So let's go look at our West University on the map south of 59 and getting a little bit closer towards the Galleria area and a lot of shopping. There's a lot of shopping in here. Rice Village, beautiful homes in West University. So the Heights area is next on the list. And then we're going to have two more after this. So down almost 7% for the Heights area. So this, I see like a decline in sales happening in here as well. So from 693,000 to 644,000 year over year. And we actually see in the median price, there was an increase of 4%. So two more to go that we're going to look at for today. Midtown. Let's look at Midtown on the map. So this is just west of downtown. And I actually do see Midtown as kind of a slower area. I will see homes stay on the market longer in this area. So it's -26% year over year. So from almost 490 to 360. And a decline in the median sales price as well for the Midtown. So Washington corridor. Oh my gosh. So this is down by 48.49%, almost 50% decline in the average sales price. I have seen homes sitting on the market for well above 90 days in these areas, 100 days, 200 days, going above 1,000,000 to 556. So this could be that it is a smaller area as well that we're looking at. Look at how tiny Washington corridor, East Sabine area is. So it could just be that we're looking at such a small area that we're seeing there's not as a big sample as like area of Spring Branch, which is a larger area of Houston. So this is down by 48%. We're seeing an 11% drop in the median sales price for Washington corridor. So another thing that I wanted to go over overall is days on market or months of inventory. So we're looking at all these months side by side. Let me see if I can reorganize this. And a buyer's market is when it's 6 months or more months of supply or months of inventory. A balanced market is between 4 to 6 months, and anything below 4 months of inventory is considered a seller's market. So that's the standard that I go by. Yes, there are buyers are able to negotiate a little bit easier than they were a few years ago, but it's still considered a seller's market overall. So Timber Grove, West University, Rice Military, Tanglewood, the Heights, Spring Branch, Museum District, Garden Oaks, they're all within that seller's market. And the seller's market is considered a hot market where things are moving quickly. Where we're seeing a little more balanced is in Montrose, Midtown, and River Oaks. And Washington corridor, and I don't think that's a surprise, is a little bit more of a buyer's market where things are cooler, taking longer to sell. So we're going to go look at days on market really quickly too. So side by side, we're looking at months of inventory, which is this column right here. And then right here, I have comparison side by side, December 22 to December 23 days on market. So I have it in order of what's moving slower to what's moving quicker. And then we can compare on the side over here. So months of inventory or days on market. It was actually a decline in the Washington corridor area. So this is just really interesting data. This is why it's not just a science, but it's also an art form when pricing a property. So we're seeing it go from 83 days on market to 13. And I also mentioned Washington corridors, like such a small, tiny area of Houston. River Oaks, we're seeing a decline on days on market in December, year over year. Midtown, we're seeing an increase from 55 to 75. So a 36% increase. Montrose area, pretty close year over year. Garden Oaks area, we see a significant decline. So homes are selling quicker, not spending as much time on the market. So still a seller's market in Garden Oaks. We're seeing in the Museum District, homes are staying on the market a little bit over 100 days compared to under 90 days last year. Spring Branch, things are pretty close to even year over year. In the Heights area, we're seeing a slight increase, so staying on the market just a little bit longer. Tanglewood area, a significant decrease, so down 81%. So from 148 to 28 days on market, and then all the way up the list. Rice Military, things are staying longer on the market. West U, we're seeing a decrease on market, and then a significant increase in the Timber Grove, Lazy Brook area. So every area of Houston's going to have bigger numbers. So, and then even when you get into the individual neighborhoods, it's going to be very different in individual neighborhoods as well. So whether you're looking to buy or sell, I always do a custom report for you on what we're seeing, what's happening in the market to inform you on how to price your home correctly or how to make an offer on a property. Is the property you're interested overpriced or is it underpriced for what's going on in the market? There's always going to be ups and downs as we move forward. So we went over months of inventory, went on days of market, and we also looked at the sellers versus buyers. So Houston overall, I put 3.3 months of inventory. That's just the average for Houston overall. And we're looking at the varying numbers within the individual areas. And I wanted to show you this chart as well. So this is showing the market temperature for Houston overall. You can see in this right side of the page, it's kind of tending towards the center. When we look at 3.3, it's probably going to lean a little bit more towards the seller's market, but we're seeing for Houston overall, there's a little bit of a more balanced market happening right now. So thank you so much for looking over what's happening in the market with me. So ultimately, mortgage rates and interest rates up to 20-year highs, which has caused a lot of those changes that we've been looking at just recently. If you ever need anything, my information in the description below, and I'll share this report every month. And I'll be sharing other videos as well, talking about different areas of Houston. Reach out if you ever have any questions.